What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the NCP Week 1 video back on the channel with some NCP content for you guys. Today, it's our first week of the season and we're facing K Savage. This will be the team builder where I show you what I have brought to the first match and my thoughts around it. So let's, without any further ado, make sure to like and subscribe and let's get right into it. The first out of the 6 that I brought for this matchup was Greninja, and if I'm being thorough with you guys, I'm not exactly sure that I'm really content with my build for this week. I feel like there's a lot of improvements, and you'll see as we go through it right here, right now. First of all, it has enough speed to outspeed max speed Diancie, which hits 350, and this Greninja hits 352, which is fair enough, but in the case that they end up 1v1 versus each other, the Scald is probably not going to do enough damage to kill it, and especially if it has Calm Mind, which gives it a special defense boost, then it's definitely not going to be enough, and it hits me for super effective Moonblast, which basically takes me down to Sash, and I have to keep rocks off the field or any spikes off the field, if anything like that, for his Deoxys gets spikes, right? So I have to keep hazards off the field to make sure to keep my focus sash intact, or else it just dies to Moonblast and it doesn't do enough damage in return. Water Shuriken is there to catch things that are faster than me, like Deoxys Speed, which hits a crazy 180. And it also helps if I have barely not managed to kill the Spectrier once it tries to get running with its Grimnai shenanigans. So that's kind of what that is for. The Dark Pulse is to hit the Spectrier if I can live Shadow Ball and to try and kill it, and maybe Water Shuriken can finish it off if Dark Pulse is not enough. Maybe it has Colbur or something, or maybe it's taking some prior damage or something like that. Ice Beam is to cover. Salamence is to hit it for super effective. It's also just nice, so I don't have to lock Water Move for stuff if I want the Ice Beam for more freeze chance or something like that, right? But it's definitely to just nuke the Salamence first and foremost, and this alone, I think having some other moves on it, more utility, or maybe a Choice Scarf set, or maybe something with a little bit more damage, because Focus Sash, I think it's hard to do in this matchup. It's definitely possible, but it's just hard when he has stuff like Fake Out Mienshao, Spectre that's faster, Sticky Web to make sure I don't outspeed stuff anymore, Dragon Dance, Salamence, Aqua Jet, Empoleon, E-Speed, Deoxys, and all this stuff, right? But that is the Greninja. Next up, we have the Tapu Koko, and the Tapu Koko is a tried and true Pokemon that will come a lot during the season, and there is no shame in that. It is my first pick, and it is probably one of the stronger picks in this draft that I have, so you gotta abuse it for what it's worth. This has to go max speed because it hits 130 base, and that speed ties Spectre, which can run over my team, seeing as I don't have a normal type, and Greninja is like the bulkiest Ghost Resist. I do have Incineroar, which in hindsight may be right, but even so, I just want to make sure we eliminate that possibility of having to risk the game on a speed tie versus Spectre. So we go max speed for that. We do have the electric terrain on it with the Shuckleberry for Hippowdon and stuff, so that's kind of nice. That's why the Grass Knot Roost is there, is to try to out battle the Hippowdon, should that be a thing, because that's probably what he wants to duel with the Tapu Koko with. And then we just have Grass Knot also for Mega Diancie, alongside Electric Terrain Thunderbolt, which is really nice. And then we also have Dazzling Gleam as a Fairy Stab for maybe coming in on Salamance's Outrage, blocking it or negating it with its immunity, and then hitting super effective Dazzling Gleam, which also helps versus Mienshao, which I need some coverage for since we're not running Brave Bird. So, and it's just nice overall, because it, like, his resists for Dazzling Gleam is Empoleon, and that doesn't like electric, so it kind of works out that way. Roost is to try to keep me healthy. Maybe I can go before Hippowdon, Roost up if I'm low HP, and then have the Shuckleberry activate on an Earthquake, and then I can kind of just go from there. It's also to catch. It's also for like Earth Power, Mega Diancie, and stuff like that. So I'm not too insecure about the Shuckleberry. I think the Shuckleberry it has its use in this matchup. Maybe some other item would be better, but it definitely it's not useless. So that's Tapu Koko. Next up, we have the almighty, the future-seeing Xatu, and you just gotta love Xatu. The ability magic balance is to be hailed for all time. It's one of my favorite abilities. It's probably my top 3. It's in my top 3, and it's just there to keep the game honest, because he has Sticky Web. Obviously, it does become a mind game. Like, does he attack with electric? Because I'm weak to electric, or does he try to Sticky Web? But having Xatu in the back, even though I don't necessarily have to hard switch it in either. It's more so just like preventing him from clicking Sticky Web at any point, like without there being a risk of punishment. Because if I bounce it back, even though Empoleon has Defiant, which gives it an attack boost on when it comes in on Sticky Web and stuff, it's still just so nice for Mega Diancie, slowing that down, and then obviously trying to keep the reins on this monstrous 180 Dio speed, right? And it also super helps versus Spectrier. Like, the only thing it pretty much doesn't affect is Vikavolt itself and Salamence, right? So it's really nice if I could manage to get Sticky Web on his side, but it's theoretical, right? We run 252 HP on this because we have a Wish. When you run Wish, you want to maximize your HP stat to the full, because every point of HP matters. It makes it so you have even HP instead of odd HP. The even HP is easier to cut in half for the game instead of having odd HP and then round it down with Wish. So it's just nice to have a nice and even number there. Defog is like a last-ditch resort for keeping Sticky Web off the field if Magic Bounce isn't enough, and to help the previously seeing Greninja maintain its Focus Sash without being broken by Hazard. So that's what Defog is for. Psyshock is just to hit, like Mienshao, and just for just nice stab. It doesn't do that much damage, but it's more so to cover Assault Vest Mienshao and just do some damage across the board, just so I don't get completely stalled, just like to chip some stuff into ranges or finish things off. But again, I do think I could have opted for something else than Psyshock, because it does give opportunities to things to set up in front of it. It is a little bit susceptible to that, so that's why we have U-turn. But then again, like, they can get up like maybe 1 or 2 setup opportunities, which is really bad. So probably Haze or maybe some other options on the team to prevent that would be really good. So I'm not super happy about the Xatu, but at the same time, it could be worse. Next up, we have the Ferrothorn. That is also a tried and true member of this cast. It is you're gonna see it a lot this season. It has its use, and this set I'm actually kind of happy about. I'm very happy about, because, you know, in the event that I get hit with, like, it's specially defensive to help versus the Spectre problem. And then it's also just nice for like Vikavolt, Manaphy, and Mega Diancie, right? And then it's like Okaberry for if Mega Diancie wants to go for a Mystical Fire thinking it will kill. The Okaberry will pop, and we hit it back with a Gyro Ball, and that is enough to kill it, I believe. And then we do have Leech Seed to kind of just like stall the tankier stuff, like a Powdon. If that has Fire Fang as well, Okaberry should cover for that. It also covers for Fire Coverage Salamence, and then Fire Punch Dio, although I might have wanted to go a little bit more of defense for the physical fire moves. But then again, I'm not too concerned about that, because Mienshao is there for super effective fighting, and I don't want to stay in on that even though I'm invested for it, so I kind of want to invest for special to tank that more. Knockoff is to hit Spectre and DOS for super effective, and to remove items as well, which is really, really important in this matchup. I need to remove Choice Scarfs, I need to remove Focus Ashes, I need to remove whatever it can be, like Assault Vests, or Life Orbs, or Expert Belts, or, you know, you name it, right? It can be anything. It can be Resist Berries, like Colbur Spectre, it could be Choice Scarf Spectre, it could be all this stuff, so knockoff is just really nice, and Spikes also chips a lot. Like if it's out, I have to be careful when clicking it, but it does create that mind game. Like, do I click Spikes, Magic Bounce Dancey? Will it bounce Spikes back to me? But I don't think it has the guts to hard swap into me. Even if it does carry Mystical Fire, right? And then I have Defog in the back should it happen. So Leech Seed for dueling, Knockoff for item removal and super effective coverage, Gyro Ball for Mega Dancey, and just also DOS coverage, because that speed gap is monstrous. 20 to 180, that's insanely huge, and that's going to do a lot of damage as well. So I do have to be a little mindful of how I use this, because it's really important to the squad, and I am satisfied with the set. So next up we have the Raichu Alola, and this is also a set I can just immediately see some optimizing tactics for. I did choose to go Thunderbolt on this. That was a mistake. I should have definitely gone Rising Voltage, because that's what it runs with Electric Terrain, because of its ability Surge Surfer, which doubles its speed when Electric Terrain, which Tapu Koko sets is up. So that's a mistake. That's just a straight up mistake. You want Rising Voltage, even if Terrain's not up. It's a difference, but it's not the world of difference. So definitely want this to be like a late game cleaner, sweeper, win condition with Rising Voltage, because Thunderbolt, even with Life Orb Thunderbolt, it just things are not in range to die, or you have to work hard to get them to be. And so Rising Voltage would have solved that problem easily. And I slapped myself on the knee for not thinking about that and running Thunderbolt instead. That's just inexperience with Raichu Alola specifically. But I did realize that after seeing it. So I'll make sure to do my best so it doesn't happen again, but it's definitely unfortunate. And then it's just max speed, because it's 110 and ties with Mega Dancey, and so we do that. And then it also makes sure that if it's Rock Polish Mega Dancey, I speed tie it in Electric Terrain as well, which is really nice. Calm Mind, the hope behind Calm Mind was to try and just like gain some special defense along with a stat boost, because Thunderbolt isn't putting things in range. I was like, okay, I have to run a boosting move. With Rising Voltage, there would have been less need of a boosting move. Like I still could have ran it, but I could have ran 4 moves easily with Rising Voltage as well. And so it kind of, my delusion kind of spread out to the rest of the set here, but you just have to look at it with an opportunity to learn, like with everything else in the game, right? You just have to do your best with it. Grass Knot is to hit Powdon and Mega Dancey, and with the Calm Mind I was like, okay, I can maybe tank one boosted Spectre or Shadow Ball or something, and then if it's like not specs, or maybe I can tank one Bug Buzz from a Vikavolt or something like that. Like should it come to late game and I don't have the damage to kill, which again, Rising Voltage, right? So a little bit unfortunate that. Last but not least, we have our trustworthy Galarian Zapdos, which is a powerhouse in of itself. I do like the Choice Scarf idea, because it does, like with U-Turn I do hit Dio Speed, and Throat Chop also hits Dio Speed and Spectre for super effective, which is really nice, but like this doesn't have the coverage it needs to do this matchup effectively, and it's not necessarily Zapdos' fault. Brave Bird is there for the Mienshao and just overall stab. Thunderous Kick is to cover switch-ins. and be like a late game Scarfer, but like it doesn't have like the damage. Like Mega Diancie needs to be incredibly chipped because we don't have Steel Wing. Even like Empoleon is incredibly tanky and lives a Thunderous Kick. I believe, and just does things to me. Like maybe it Icy Winds me, or maybe like it just Ice Beams me and kills me. I do Speed type +1 Salamence, either with Scarf or Dragon Dance, but then again, I don't have coverage to kill it, so it doesn't really matter. Which is why I have like the Shucka Berry helps with Tapu Koko, but for Earthquake Salamence, but like it still just doesn't have the coverage. So I wish I either prepped it differently with this or just brought something else that does have the coverage, because this doesn't stretch it. Like it has, it's really niche in this matchup, which you don't want a Pokemon to be in any scenario, but it is still a Scarfer and it can still get kills at low healths. And with that, let's get on with the battle. Alright, so here we are in the battle. This will be the first week of the NCP Season 8. I'm your coach, Soulblaze, coach of the Oslo City Dragon Dancers. You've probably seen the team building part already, but if you haven't, that's also fine. Make sure you show your support by liking this video and subscribing down below. I'm quite nervous, but let's get into it. I hope to leave an impression. So it's oh. He posted the link though. We're not allowed to ping the roll? That's really weird, actually. Yeah. Alright, so I think I'll cut to when the battle has started, the first turn. Alright, well, alright, let's just get into it then. It's totally fine, it's totally fine. So yeah, this will be the battle section. Did not expect to see... I did expect to see Mega Diancie, I did expect to see Spectre, and I did expect to see Deoxys and Vikavolt, but I did not expect to see... as you can see from my prep here, I did expect to see Mienshao, which is a huge thing to get out of the way. So I'm really looking forward to this. What will be the best lead? Because he could lead Vikavolt, right? Just like straight up. Because at that point, I might have to lead Zapdos Galar for that Vikavolt. But then again, he might have the... Because Braybird won't kill, you know? That really sucks, actually. I have nothing that straight up kills it. Like, and that's gonna be a problem. Or I could lead Xatu to make sure he doesn't get up webs and then U-turn out. Because I'm faster. Would he click webs then? I don't think so. He'd probably just click an electric move, maybe. I think I'll go with my gut on that and lead Xatu, because he'll lead. Deoxys Speed is also something, but this definitely just stops it from doing a lot of stuff. And I'm slower, so I get the slow U-turn. I don't think he can kill me with anything, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I'm physically defensive as well, assuming that he's physical attack. He could go for a Dark Pulse. Like, what would Dark Pulse do? Deoxys Speed. We calc a Dark Pulse from a modest 252. On Xatu, yeah, that does a lot, but I'm still gonna try and go for the U-turn, I think. Because this stops him from just doing a lot, and I get the super effective U-turn if he stays in. So he has to go for a damaging move or swap out, because I've kind of eliminated everything else, right? Thunderbolt. So there we go. That's the Thunderbolt. So he is special, which is interesting, because I don't think he has stuff then. And like his only defogger is Empoleon, which tempts me to go. Because what does Galarian Zapdos U-turn do here, you know? Because that Xatu did 29%. Xatu U-turn 29%, that's in line. And so this would not kill. Close out that. I think I'll go Ferrothorn here. Right? Because he doesn't want shit up either. Because what does Ferrothorn do here? Like Jarball does a lot too. I think I go Ferrothorn. And I kind of, he can go for a taunt if he wants to. But if he goes for taunt, right, then if he goes for taunt, then that means I haven't really lost anything and I can just click knock off the next turn, or I can click Gyro Ball, which does a lot of damage to whatever. But would he run taunt against Magic Bell and Xatu? That's the thing though. And as long as Xatu stays alive, he can't really... I'm just going to mention that to D-Ray because he is a moderator, so maybe he can look into it and fix that for the battle. I'm going to cut the parts where it was just, you know, trying to get stuff together though. So Focus Blast, that does a fair amount. And then I get up a Spike, which I personally think is really nice. And he could miss Focus Blast here as well. So I think I'm going to just set up Leech Seed. Because he could miss as well, and I live the next one, which... you know, gives me health on my next switch in. Yeah, this is just really nice. Because does that put him in Gyro Ball range? Because he's at, like, what is he at now? 59%. 59, so he's not in knockoff range, but it has a good chance to kill. I think I'll go Gyro then. Yeah, that kills. That's kind of nice. Not the worst. Not the worst, honestly. I do believe I am in Mega Diancie Mystical Fire range. I believe I'm even, yeah, I'm definitely in Mystical Fire range. Definitely. That sucks. That sucks, but we did get a Spike Up for our trouble, and I think that's going to be really nice for Spectre, for stuff like that. And if he goes Empoleon, right, we can just switch out, save our Ferrothorn that way. Thank you. Here comes the question, if he sets up webs here, that could be really problematic. Okay. Alright, because if he clicks Thunderbolt here, like he could easily click Bug Buzz, right? He could easily click Bug Buzz and be neutral on this. Like, that's probably what I would do, Bug Buzz. Or he could just click Volt Switch as well. Bug Buzz kills my Ferrothorn, and it should also kill Xatu, yeah, for sure. So there's no reason for him not to go this here. I did get my spike up though. It's just I don't feel like I have a really good switch into this either. Getting rid of its item could be really nice though. There's no way he doesn't click it here. Because Thunderbolt I don't think kills, right? Yeah, Thunderbolt doesn't kill, so he has to click that. Or webs, right? Zatu's faster than 3 things remaining though. So it's really nice even though. And it doesn't take spikes on switching either. So I'm not too worried about the webs. But this could be Scarf. Yeah, Bug Buzz comes in. Which is fair. But since he didn't set up webs, I think I have to go hard punish. Because he could be Scarf, right? But what does Wicca-Volt versus Zapdos Galar do, right? The Thunderbolt kills and I don't kill it. Like, it's a tricky sitch. It could be Assault Vest as well. I feel like I have to go Zapdos or Tapu Koko here, actually. And with that in mind, I think I'll go Koko. Because I have Roost, right? Which doesn't make this the worst. And I also have Defog, which I can play around with. He might not know I have Defog on this. Or, like, he might think I have Defog on this for the webs. So he might not want to set him up. Right. So D-Gleam should do the most. Because he resists. Yeah, it should do quite a chunk here. Like, who would he set up webs here if this is a Defogmon and I go in it like this? It doesn't make sense. He might still, but even then I do have Xatu in the back. Should it happen. And now I've also enabled Raichu Lola to play and be faster than everything. I need to get some sort of damage on this. That's a crit, right? That's the webs right there. That's fine. That is fine. So that was a crit, which leads me to believe he's Assault Vest. It did 40 on a crit. He might be like max HP. So like this is the range, right? And if I don't crit it, because does it get recovery in anyway? Does it? No way it gets Roost, right? It gets Roost? Oh my god, what a mon. How is it so bulky too? That's crazy actually. If I don't play my Xatu right here either, it's kind of doomed, so. I feel like he clicks Thunderbolt or Roost. I'm gonna try one more D-Gleam. Roost, that's fine. I'm gonna D-Gleam again. Okay, so he Roosts. I don't really need D-Gleam for anything in this matchup. That's a crit. That's a huge crit too. But I have Roost too, you know? Like, from what range does this Zapdos Galar kill? It's like this range, right? Which is kind of crazy. Crit. We like that. If I were him, I'd click Thunderbolt here, right? I'll wait with an extra turn, making him think I'm gonna swap to get him to Thunderbolt. Okay, he roosts. Which is crazy, like. I can roost here. Like, you see how I win this, right? Like, and he's not in range either, which means I have to. Yeah, here we go. And now we hard swim into here. Yeah. So he roost. I don't really need this for anything either, so I just go here. He Thunderbolt. We'll switch. That's also fine, actually. We get him out, and now he has to go into something else. And it takes spikes on switch in, so I think I can eliminate this now, hopefully. Nothing on my team. Well, since he has webs up, right? But he has to force. Has to go. He goes Hippo? Why do you go Hippo? That allows me to come in here and go Defog. That's crazy. Why do you go Hippo? Empoleon. Okay, that's Defiant. That's fine. And it's not even Defiant? Like, I'm so confused, man. Okay, so I just go Coco. Knockoff. Shucka, that's fine. Let's see if he has Aqua Jet here. Diancie. Okay, this is fine. He does get a Spadef boost with that sand, though. Grass not his base power 20. I think I like to just Thunderbolt here. Right? Coco. It's a lot of damage. There's nothing that kills, but he could set up Calm Mind, which I don't really like. Okay, that's fine. Sand is off the table. I don't like this at all. I'll Grass Knot. Okay, that's fine. That goes on Rocky Helmet? Alright then, so I Roost, I guess. That's crazy that Grass Knot procs Rocky Helmet. I did not know Grass Knot was a special contact move. He's just trying to stall terrain, no? Which is where I go here, because I need terrain up. And does Mega Diancie. Like, I can go Gren then. I can go Gren here because I have Focus Sash. And now he's just Scald away. Yeah, the sand is gonna kill me. Oh, the sand doesn't kill me then. Which is nice because I'd just get even more damage on this at this point. Genius, let's go. That sand worked out so well for me. Holy moly. Scald, yeah. Can we get a burn? Because now we just go Coco. Roost, that's fine. That's a lot of damage. Oh no. I'm over predicting hard. I think there's no way back from this, unfortunately, because Spectre kind of runs me now. I have to try, man, right? I think I need the heal on you, actually. Or it doesn't get the heal, maybe? No, it doesn't get the heal, which is really unfortunate, right? It's in Thunderbolt range, but what about Spectre might not be, which it's really not. But Mega Diancie kills me with Earth Power, does it not? It doesn't. So if I get a Roost here, maybe. I have to get crit then. Yeah, that was a nice play. I like that Mystical Fire. That was a really good play. Well, alright, that is going to conclude our battle for week 1. It ended up being a loss, but he played his switch-ins incredibly well. And I don't know, there was stuff here I wasn't prepared for. I guess Vikavolt was just Assault Vest. No, it wasn't Assault Vest even, because it have Roost. But it was just so tanky, and it was hard for me to blow through. In hindsight, I probably could have brought Incineroar for this, because he didn't have Define and Empoleon. But at the same time, you never know. With that Deoxys speed as well, being so fast, I really had to play more careful, I think. But yeah, I'm glad I get to show you some of the losses along the way as well. I don't just want to post my victories, I also want to show you my ups and downs, right? I want to get the full spectrum, the full perspective. But I tried my best, and it wasn't a 6-0, and I didn't play It didn't end up as good as I wanted it to, but sometimes that's just what happens in life. K Savage really played well, so shoutouts to them, shoutouts to them. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.